Hello everyone, today we are going to take a look at this very small sponge filter. This is by Ocean Free. The name is Super Junior Jumbo Biofoam Filter. I don't know why they have kept such a complicated name, and this is by no means a junior or a small filter. Now, if you see, this box is like gigantic, and this is pretty much the biggest sponge filter that I have found to be available in India, and that too, this is not very widely available. Like on e-commerce websites such as Amazon and Flipkart, it's pretty much impossible to find. I've been tracking this for a very long time, and okay, let me show you how this sponge filter is different. So the model I am having right now in my hand is the BF Junior Jumbo, which is the 680 liter and below. Now, this particular model is the biggest sponge filter in this lineup, and as far as I have found, this is the biggest sponge filter available in India. Now, 680 liters and below does not mean that you have to have a 680 liter tank to use this. If you have a heavily stocked tank, this might be useful for you. Now, in this sponge filter, the difference is with the air stone. You get an air stone, and the way this sponge filter is built is that it uses an air stone instead of the usual pipe mechanism that goes into the base and the housing. So, and because of this air stone method, some people claim that the sponge filter runs more efficiently because of the smaller bubbles and also is less noisy. Now, coming to this, there is no real other information on the box apart from this, and regarding, I only recommend using this with an air pump. All these things that they have said to use with an overhead filter or a canister filter or a power head, this is not recommended, as this can put a lot of stress on your pump and eventually cause it to burn out. So please only use it with an air pump. Do not use any of these three methods listed over here. You will end up spoiling your equipment. Now, this is a fairly large sponge filter. If you see, one of my first videos was of a Boyu sponge filter, which was, I think, meant for 250 liters or 320, somewhere around that range. Now, let's see the contents of the box. Okay, this is the bill. Now, there is a extra air stone. There is one air stone already inside this, and this is not very high quality, kind of flaking off already, but it's an air stone, so what can you expect? Now, the base, this base is very heavy as in easily this would be probably 400 or 500 grams. This is quite some weight to it, so there should not be any issues with regard to your sponge filter staying in place or sinking. There is an extra long flow tube or lift tube. Now, this lift tube itself is about 6 inches, and a lot of people say that a longer lift tube actually increases the efficiency of the sponge filter, but there is no real world measurement for this. So if this tube is actually very long for you, or it's protruding out of your aquarium, you can cut this with a hacksaw, and this will still work fine. Now, here is the sponge itself. It's pretty big, and regarding measurement, it's about 6 inches in diameter, and the sponge is again approximately 6 inches in height also, just the sponge part. If I open this up, so you can see inside there is a tubing already attached, and a sponge air stone is already there. So everything is in place. All you need to do is just connect your air outlet over here, and it will do its job. I'll put in a video after I put this, maybe at the end of this running on my aquarium. And just to show you what does it look like complete. This is what the sponge filter looks like complete, and the dimension. It's about, I would say, 13.5, 14 inches in height. So you have to make sure that this can accommodate your aquarium. If you have an issue with the height, then you can cut the lift tube. So like I mentioned earlier, the lift tube itself is about 6 inches. So you might be able to shave off some height from there and accommodate this in this aquarium. Let's take a look at the sponge itself. The pores are not very fine, and it's not very big either, so this will not choke that easily. The sponge looks of high quality. I don't have any complaint with the sponge. I had a Zinnu sponge filter, and after about I think 7-8 months or something, the sponge started flaking off, and that was a cause of concern for me. So let's see, only time will tell if that thing happens with this, but I doubt. Anyway, here's the biggest sponge filter available in India, and as regards to the price, I got this for 650 rupees including shipping in India. It is a fairly expensive sponge filter. The cheaper ones, I do not recommend the cheaper ones like Zinnu and all, because like I said before, there's a chance of the sponge flaking off after some time, and then if you have very high quality fishes and your fishes start eating the sponge, and that can cause issues. So unless you can afford, you're okay with losing a couple of fishes because of them eating the sponge, then that's your call. Do check out the first video I made regarding the Boyu sponge filter if you want something more economical or something not as big. Do like the video, like, share and subscribe to the channel for more aquarium and freshwater fishes related content. And I believe this is the only review of this filter on YouTube. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.